Hello, hello. This is the My Artifact episode number 3407. Today's date is 6th of May 2025. It's been almost like a morning at 8:49. Sorry, 50 p.m. Sorry, a.m. It's a.m. It's a morning a.m. All right. Should we jump into the question? Yeah, let's go. Let's jump into the question. All right. Yeah. Question is, how do you think the human mind is connected to the cosmos? Okay, that's a really good question. Okay, where is this question came from? Okay, so basically this question, basically a couple of days ago, I was actually watching The Demons of Leonardo. It's a web series. It's actually based on Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, yeah. While watching that particular show, I was like really influenced by the Leonardo's thought process. By the way, if you don't really know who is the Leonardo da Vinci, the world famous painting Mona Lisa painting was drawn by this guy. Okay, yeah, and he is not just a painter; he is a master of multiple things. He is like amazed. The way that he think was like amazed. I was really influenced by his thought process. So I wanted to think like him. So I went to ChatGPT, asked that suggest me such a question so that I would think like Leonardo da Vinci. And this is one of those questions. Now, question says, how do you think human mind is connected to the cosmos? I am a human. I have a mind. Am I connected to the cosmos? Um, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Why? Because I haven't really seen the cosmos. Like I seen the cosmos on the television and things like that, but still, I didn't really seen the cosmos in my real naked eyes, and probably I don't know I ever will be. Okay, but it just like does mind is actually connected to the cosmos? Well, there are some certain similarity is exist. Okay, yeah. I don't know is it right or not wrong, but okay, let me tell one thing. So our inside our brain, okay, yeah, we have a neurons. Okay, what's the neurons? Neurons between the connection between us and our organ, like a brain and our organ, means like that. Ki if you wanted to look at your hand, okay, yeah, if you think that ki you wanted to close your palm, you can close your palm. So basically, your brain is actually giving the direction to the hand, and then because of the direction or decision you close your hand and things like that. Okay, same thing with happen of running, breathing, everything. Okay, yeah, everything like whatever the word that you are actually listening is also because of that. The connection between neurons and brains, sorry, connection between the organs and brains are connected by the neurons. And they are really crazy. First of all is that I'm not really scientist or neurological person, but one thing for sure is that neurons is a kind of like a something transmitting the information from organ to brain and brain to organ. Okay, yeah. And this happens so fast that that kind of like a something that ki like I don't know how do I supposed to explain this thing. Okay, yeah, like basically you just think and you just thought you just wanted to touch, you touch it's like that now. It I don't know. Oh yeah, like this is neurons. Okay, I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. So we have so much neurons in our brain. So much neurons means how much neurons? Probably in trillion. What do you mean by that, trillion? Yeah, it is like a so much, like a literally I don't know, but most like how do I supposed to explain? It's a very crazy thing. Okay, I just watched kind of like a bunch of bunch of videos regarding about how the brain and things like that, how does neuron and things like that. But uh our neuron are kind of like a something like a so much that it look like universe. What do you mean by that? Okay, yeah. So let me tell you one thing about the universe. Okay, so basically we are living on this planet. Okay, yeah. If we kind of like somebody giving the zoom out, then probably we could see our solar system. Okay, yeah. We could also zoom out, then we could see our Andromeda galaxy. Sorry, Sorry, Milky Way galaxy, not Andromeda galaxy. Sorry, Milky Way galaxy. Okay, yeah, in the center you could find the Sagittarius, a black hole in the center of our Milky Way galaxy. Okay, yeah, then you again zoom out, we could see Andromeda galaxy is a neighboring galaxy. Okay, yeah, then we could zoom out, then we could see the local group. Okay, yeah, what's a local group? A local group means like the cluster of multiple galaxy. So basically Milky Way galaxy, Andromeda galaxy, and bunch of couple of galaxy are combined called as a local group. I'm not really sure am I right or wrong, but probably it's called local group. Okay, yeah. And if you could zoom out, then we could see the universe, but that universe is a observable universe. Yeah, means like that this is the universe that we could see, means like that beyond this thing there is also universes exist, but we can't see even if we have all those technology and things like that, we can't. Okay, yeah. So this is called kind of like something observable universe. Observable universe. In that observable universe, we could see the multiple local groups. In that multiple local groups, the almost like a billions of like a galaxies and things like that. But if we use it the hypothetical scenario and we could zoom out and we could pump up our imagination and things like that, then we could see the billions of galaxies. I'm not talking one galaxy, I'm not talking about two galaxy, I'm talking about billions of galaxy. Okay, yeah, billions of galaxy. Each galaxy has its own billions of stars. I'm talking about billions of stars in one galaxy. Okay, yeah. And in star, at least almost like a hundreds of planets are revolve around each other. Hundreds of planets and objects are revolve around each other. Same thing goes with our solar system too. Like basically we could see the 7 8 planet, but this is not true actually. Okay, like basically our solar system is also kind of like a something almost like a hundreds of objects are revolve around the suns, including earth and moons and everything. Okay, yeah. So basically this thing our like if you could like pump up your imagination and try to think, you just zoom out, and we could see the universe which has billions of galaxies, which has billions of stars, which has trillions of planet. I'm talking about trillions. Just try to understand the gravity of the trillions. Okay, yeah. So it is too much. Too much. Yeah. Too much. Literally, it's too much. Okay, yeah. So do you understand the gravity of the galaxy? Okay, yeah. Like how much big it is and how much. Alright, yeah. So this is called kind of like something universe. Okay, yeah. Same thing happened with our brain too. Yeah, literally just like that. Na ki like all those neurons are kind of like a look like the same as the universe. Yeah, like basically as I mentioned earlier, in our brain which has trillions of neurons and things like that, which is look like kind of like a something like galaxies and planets and star that we could see on the cosmos. Yeah, this is kind of like a something look like that. And it was something really that ki you are amazed by the seeing by this thing that ki sometimes the all those similar structure that we have inside our mind and that similar structure is actually exist on the universe is so similar that I don't know how do you supposed to contemplate it. Probably I don't know. Yeah, it is that it is, and it is like a really amazing. Okay, yeah, neurons and things like that. It is, yeah. But probably I'm not really sure, but there is a one information that I found. Okay, I'm not really sure about this information is right or wrong, but still, yes, we have trillions of neurons. Okay, yeah, trillions or quadrillions of neurons was like too much. Okay, these neurons are kind of like a meant to be transfer information from organ to brain to organ as fast as it can. All right, yeah. But basically is this thing that our brain cannot process those trillions of neuron at the same time. Okay, yeah. So most of the neurons are almost inactive or something like that. Probably inactive. Means I don't know. Yeah, I just seen the video probably just like that. Um, like basically we could utilize our neurons almost like maybe 10% or 15%. probably. Okay, yeah. Okay, and rest of the almost like 85 to 90% of the neurons are inactive. Okay, yeah, means like that. Yeah. So that means we are using our brain just a 10%. No, not really that much. Okay, yeah, like basically all this brain that we have, we are utilizing with full potential. Okay, yeah, and neurons is also part of the brain too. Then why is not, like, if we are not using the neurons, that means we are not using the brain, right? Yeah. Um. Well, I don't know. Okay, yeah, it's like some people are kind of like thinking that yeah, as a human we are utilizing our brain only 10%. Some people say that no, the human brain is a kind of like simply as it is. We are we are utilizing our brain far more bigger and better. Okay, yeah, but okay, yeah. I'm gonna tell you regarding about the personal experience. Okay, yeah, so that you would resonate. Okay, yeah. Um you are in like a basically imagine, okay, yeah, there is a guy who has a birthday tomorrow. Okay, and his father give him a piano for a gift. Okay, as a birthday gift. Now you don't really have any information to how to play the piano. Okay, you don't know, you haven't really seen the piano in your entire life, and this is the first time you've seen the piano, and you wanted to play this thing, and you are trying to play the piano by kind of like a, only just playing some sort of random notes and things like that. It sounds so bad, like really bad. Okay, yeah, but if you took the lesson, okay, yeah, after a couple of days you are started learning the piano. Okay, yeah, how this thing is actually happened, yeah, is because of that our brain are meant to be evolved, meant to be kind of like a something that learn. Okay, that's why we could learn things. Okay, yeah. um like this is the one thing. Okay, this is the one thing that we should supposed to be learn, and like basically our brain are meant to be learn. Okay, yeah. But there is some certain thing that I wanted to kind of like simply mention. Okay, yeah. By the way, I haven't really did any kind of like a simply piano lesson. I haven't really went to any kind of like a sort of musical instrument. I probably even haven't really seen any kind of like a sort of musical instrument. Nothing really at all. Probably the drum and guitar I would say yes, but not really that much. But still I could create the music. How? Okay, listen this. Okay, this is something really bad. Okay, because the I'm actually hitting the this whatever it is. Okay, yeah. Okay, this sound is good. Okay, let's go. Okay. So do you heard this particular sound? Okay, yeah. So this is not a kind of like a simply a song. Okay, nothing really at all. It is something really tune. Okay, yeah, means like that sometimes we don't really need to learn. Sometimes we just learn from the observation. Okay, how? Well, as I mentioned, I haven't really went to any kind of like assembly classes or things like that, but I listen the music. Okay, yeah, and I listen the tone of the music, and I wanted to replicate that music with whatever the information that I have, whatever the things that I have. Like basically, right now I'm playing some sort of music. Okay, yeah. Tin 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 tin. Okay, this is a kind of like some random music, but still you could kind of like understand. So basically this is kind of like some music that I heard from the Tokyo Drift. Okay, yeah. So basically Tokyo Drift has a down 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 down. Okay, yeah, do you get it? Okay, yeah. So this is called kind of like some Tokyo Drift that I listen the from the audio and things like that. Okay, yeah. I don't know how do I play, but it's like that. These are the notes are actually inside of my brain. Okay, yeah. Now I replicate that note from my mouth to my organ to my kind of like I something utilize this drum or utilize this note like a town 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 or kind of like a whatever it is. Okay, yeah. So we could do that. We could do that without any kind of like learning. We just observe the thing around us and try to learn from it, and we could do that. Okay, how this thing we could do that? Well, I don't know how do we supposed to do that, but we do that. Okay, yeah, and I do that, and everyone do that. Like, I don't really come from kind of like some special power, nothing really at all. Everyone can do that. Everyone could listen some sort of music, and they mumble some sort of music in their head. Okay, yeah, this is what kind of like a something like that we learn from the observation. All right, yeah, but how does it connect with the universe? Well, I still not really sure. I don't know, but yeah, somewhat probably just like that. Na ki I think that ki our universe is also made to evolve. Okay, yeah, but I'm not really sure evolved means what. Oh yeah, means like that. Let me tell you one thing. Our brain are meant to be evolved for uh, better evolved for kind of like a good thing happen to the human, means like that human could learn, human could understand and understand the surrounding, and basically we are utilizing it. So that's why we are seeing these cars, buildings, and look at around each other. Like, it's a kind of like a something the came out from our brain. Okay, we utilize our brain and we could create this world. All right, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, that how does universe is actually evolved. Like, if I'm kind of like consider as a universe is a something really big brain, so how it kind of like simply evolved, I am not really sure. Probably. Okay, yeah, it's something that na ki um the studying about the universe is beyond our imagination. I think beyond my imagination. Yeah, like basically is this thing na ki as I mentioned, human brains are meant to be evolved. Okay, yeah, I can't think about how does universe is kind of like a big and things like that, because I can't even imagine. But there is some certain guy who could imagine the universe, entire thing from top to bottom, how it looked like that, how it something that. Okay, yeah. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, that our brain are meant to be evolved, and it can process such a information which is bigger than our cosmos. Yeah, how just 200 year ago. Okay, 209. Yeah, just like a basically just say 500 year ago. I'm just not talking about just like just take 500 year ago. Oh yeah, 500 years ago we are actually thinking that we are the center of the universe, or is a flat. But after 500 year ago, after the 500 year after, we understand the universe, we understand who we are, what is exactly the evidence, what is exactly the purpose of why we are exist. Okay, yeah. So basically how these things actually happen is because our human mind are meant to be evolved, meant to be developed, meant to be right. Yeah. So regarding about cosmos and our brain, how like this kind of like some similarity that I found, like regarding about the structure, probably like the neurons that we have, and the planets and stars and galaxies that they have in the universe is somewhat look same. Yeah, like literally it somewhat look like same. Okay, yeah. Now another thing. Okay, yeah. Now we are talking about the structure, integrity of everything. Okay, yeah. So everything that you could see, your cell, your body, your hand, your brain, your planet, stars, and universe, and your mobile phone, and everything, it's all made of one thing that is called atom. All right, yeah. Like basically there is an atom, and the basically our human mind and neurons and everything is also made of atom, and as also all the universe and galaxies and stars and planet, everything also made of atom too. So basically the structure, the it's kind of like a something same probably. Okay, yeah. Then I also wanted to talk about something really another thing, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't really did any kind of like a something meditation. Okay, yeah, and I haven't really done any kind of like a something meditation. I'm being really honest. Okay, yeah. um But some people are actually mentioned that when they do meditation, at deep level of meditation, they connected to the universe. Okay, yeah. I don't know how, but they say that they are connected to the universe, and they realize what is actually big picture. What exactly is this thing? Okay, yeah. So how do I suppose? Oh yeah, it's very simple, but okay. Yeah. So look at you. Okay, yeah. Look at inside of you. Okay, yeah, and you could see yourself. You could see the people around you. You have some certain story regarding about you, regarding about this thing. That story is kind of like a something belongs to you, somewhat something like basically this thing is actually happened with me, this thing is actually happened with me, so all this thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing. So whatever the story that you have, or whatever the things, or whatever the experience that you have is your center around, yeah, like basically it's from your point of perspective. Okay, yeah. And you can't understand from other point of perspectives. Example, let's say that ki, you are going to the railway station. Okay, yeah. And your ticket is not confirmed. Okay, yeah. By the way, if you don't really understand the what is actually the ticket and confirm, okay, yeah. I'm living in India. So let me tell you one thing regarding about the system that we have here. Okay, yeah. So if we wanted to travel from one city to another city, we usually take the trains. Okay, yeah. Same thing happened with any other country, yeah. So how does we ticket do that? Like how do we supposed to ticket? Okay, yeah. So basically it's this thing that na ki if we wanted to travel at one city to another city, which is almost like 100 kilometer away from each other, 100 or more than kilometer for each other. So basically we book the ticket. Okay, yeah. Now basically is this thing that ki we have three types of ticket. First ticket is a 3 AC tire ticket, means like that a luxury ticket, means like that you get that ticket which is costly, but you will get the all those luxury things, means like the sofa is really good, the sitting arrangement, the ACs and everything top clear. Then second class. Okay, second class means like that ki you will get kind of like a something seat that you could sit. Okay, yeah. And you will get kind of like a something fan and things like that, so that is called second class. And third class ticket is a kind of like a something general ticket. General ticket means like that ki you don't really get any kind of like a something seat to sit. Oh yeah, it means like that ki all this travel you just have to be kind of like a simply just stand and this, yeah, you just allowed to get inside the train, that's it, this ticket is just for that. Okay, yeah. Also the train is also divided by the three class too. Okay, AC, then second class, and then general quota. Okay, yeah. So this is what kind of like a something the train ticket. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about the Indian point of perspective. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing, if you wanted to book the AC ticket, okay, yeah, AC or second class ticket, you have to be book like a almost like a week ago. Okay, yeah. Like basically you just have to book the ticket almost like a week ago, then your ticket will be confirmed. Confirm means like that na ki even if you book the ticket will not gonna confirm. What do you mean by that? Like basically it takes time. Okay, yeah, it takes time. Like yeah, it's not that the US like you just like book the ticket and your seat is confirmed. No, it's not here. Okay, yeah, you just have to wait. Okay, yeah. And after you book the ticket, it's still possible that your seat will not gonna confirm. Okay. I don't know, it's like Indian typical thing, whatever. Okay, yeah. So basically you book the ticket. Okay, yeah, you book the ticket, and somewhat kind of like a somebody ticket is not confirmed yet. Oh, it is not confirmed yet. So basically confirm yet means like that ki almost like a just half an hour like a train is actually at the platform, and I have to sit on the train, but I found that my ticket is not confirmed, so I went to the TT. Okay, yeah. Who is a TT? A ticket collector. Ticket collector, yeah, probably. Okay. So basically he has a chart regarding about who is getting the ticket and things like that. Okay, yeah. Now you are bitterly frustrated because you booked the ticket almost like a week ago, and your ticket is not confirmed yet, and you just have to travel. Okay, yeah. So your mind is really fucked up. Okay, because you cost some sort of money to get that ticket, but after you didn't really get that ticket, so obviously everyone is get really frustrated. Okay, so you went to the TT and say that, sir, this is that, like basically I'm just put the ticket, I buy the ticket, why I didn't really get the ticket and things like that, things like that. And then ticket collector said, dude, yeah, like basically you booked the ticket, that is true, but it's just like that ki the train is full of passenger, so basically you are bit late, so we just have to give the refund and that's it. But sir, I wanted to travel, how do I supposed to get kind of like I need a ticket? And then ticket master says that ki, I can't give you ticket, like it's a full of train is full. Okay, yeah, like I know you booked the ticket a week ago, but still that a week ago is also kind of like a something like that ki little late. Okay, yeah, so you can't aboard the train. Okay, yeah, so this is like a can't aboard means like you can't aboard, like you can aboard, like you just have to buy the general ticket and you can aboard the train, but you will not get any kind of like a seat. Okay, yeah, so this is what something will happen. So now try to understand your perspective. Your perspective is that ki you book the ticket and you are thinking that ki you will get the ticket, and you will aboard the train and you will get the seat. Okay, but in reality you don't really get that thing. Okay, you don't really get that thing. Now you are fucked up, you went to the TT and things like that. So this is your perspective. Okay, this is your perspective, means like that ki this is your story now. Now think about the TT's point of perspective. Okay, yeah. Now TT is a kind of like a somebody person who has a kind of like a somebody list of that who is a passenger who is kind of like aboard the train and things like that. Okay, yeah. Now he has almost like a hundreds of passenger. Okay, yeah, and there are almost like a other hundreds of passenger, they didn't really get the seat. So everyone is kind of like a came to the TT and says that ki sir मेरी ticket confirm नहीं हुई है, I didn't really get that ticket, I didn't really get that ticket. So just try to imagine what will gonna happen to the TT. Okay, yeah, like his process, like his brain thinks, like he was like like from your point of story, you are kind of like a say that I booked the ticket a week ago, but I didn't really get that ticket. But like you, there are almost like hundreds of people. Okay, yeah. So how does TT guy would kind of like a something like figure it out? It's like how it's not like he was say that a fuck you, dude. Okay, yeah. Like basically it's a kind of like a some system fault. You book the ticket, you don't really get the ticket, fuck off. That's it. Okay, yeah. This is the kind of like a most thing that he would gonna do that. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that look at the different point of perspective. Okay, yeah, means like that whatever the kind of like somebody looking at the problem. Okay, yeah, whatever the problem that you have, try to look that problem from different point of perspective and you are kind of like a found out very different story. Okay, yeah. Also I'm giving you example. Okay, yeah, I'm living in India. Okay, yeah, the roads are like a basically potholes. Okay, filled with the potholes. Basically in India, like basically if you're traveling the India, like basically it comes with a lot of potholes and things like that. Okay, yeah, the roads are really not that good, and yeah, it's like a really fucked up thing. Okay, yeah. Now you are gonna say that, dude, I'm like a paying that much amount of tax. Okay, yeah, and why don't I'm getting that much road, like why don't really I'm getting that much like a clean smooth road, like as a US and Europe they have very smooth road, but in India we don't really have it. So what the fuck, like I'm paying tax and things like that. So I kind of like somebody go to the Samas Kalyan office and things like that, and I would say, sir, I'm paying tax and this and that, and I'm not getting kind of like a something very proper treatment, like there is a pollution, there is air pollution, the road is not good, like basically there are wild animal is actually run away, like a cows and everything's are kind of like a somebody. So where is this my tax money went to, like what the fuck is money? Oh yeah. So you are actually telling, you are actually have a story from your point of perspective that here you are paying that much amount of tax, but you don't really get that luxury things. Okay, as a smooth road and things like that. Okay, yeah. But try to look at the government point of perspective. Our government is a demographic government. Okay, yeah. Lokshahi. Okay, yeah. So basically is everything is actually happen is because of the permission of some certain things, some certain that. Okay, yeah. Because like why we have that? Because just try to imagine there are almost like a 1.2 billion people are live in India. Okay, yeah. So it like as a government has to be focused on multiple things, not just one guy, two guy, three guy. I'm talking about the billions of people. Okay, and everyone has this kind of like a some certain problem, and if we solve the one problem, then probably it would kind of like a create the if we solve the one problem, then it would kind of like a create another problem for the another people. Example is this thing that ki, let's just say that ki as a government I should supposed to be kind of like a somebody figure it out the rozgar. Okay, what's the rozgar means like that getting a job to the kind of like somebody all those people and things like that. So how does that rozgar came from? that rozgar is actually came from the, if I build the kind of like a something industries and things like that, or manufacture sector, that manufacture sector kind of like a giving the job to the people and things like that. All right, yeah, this is the way. So basically is this thing, I kind of like a went to the industrial people like Elon Musk and everything, all those industry people say that ki, would you come to the India and build the factories and things like that, okay, we will give you all those incentive and things like that. So basically he would say, yeah, okay, why not. Okay, so basically Elon Musk came to the India, and basically as a government means like that I am the prime minister, I give him this particular land, okay, yeah, and kind of like allow that Elon Musk to build this factory, okay, and give the rozgar to all those people. So basically I will kind of like solve the rozgar by kind of like simply build the factory and things like that, okay, yeah. So basically I solve this one problem, okay, yeah, but I would create another problem too. What's the another problem is that if that industry build, then probably air pollution is created, water pollution created, everything, okay. Also another thing is that that industry gets some sort of land, okay, yeah. That land is actually came from kind of like a something that excavation from the jungle, or kind of like a something all those minority people, or kind of like a something like basically the land should supposed to be kind of like a something clear first, na. Okay, like if there is a forest, then I have to cut the forest. If there is a kind of like some people living there, I have to relocate that people to somewhere else, okay, yeah. So if you are doing this thing, it would add another problem, okay, it would add another problem. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, if we solve one problem, then it would also create another problem too, okay, yeah. And why? Because I'm living in India, dude, okay, yeah. 1.2 billion people is too much, literally, okay, yeah. And there are so many things, are so many stuff, okay, yeah. So probably what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, they are a really fucked up situation over here. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing, the perspective, okay. When you look at the different point of perspective, you realize your problem very differently, okay, yeah. Okay, so this is called kind of like a sort of perspective, okay. Do you understand perspective? Okay, like you think about your point of perspective, that I pay some sort of tax, but government is not providing the stuff that I want, okay. So you think about your point of perspective, you think about the government point of perspective, okay. This is kind of like sort of figure it out, the perspectives actually came from your stable mind, okay, yeah. Like if your mind is really stable and kind of like a deep thinking, meditation, then you are kind of like somebody analyze this thing, okay, yeah, okay. So most of people are kind of like somebody mention that ki when they meditate, okay, yeah, they think very deeply, okay. They think about very different point of perspective, they figure it out what would kind of like something happen, good or bad or something like that. And this is what actually happened is because of they think that they are actually connected to the cosmos, okay. Kind of like cosmos means like that ki they went to the cosmos and they look at the earth from upper point of perspective, means like that as a god's eye point of perspective, and they realize the problem that human facing are so small in the real problem, okay, yeah. So this is what kind of like somebody, some people are kind of like a mention that they are connected to the cosmos when they meditate and things like that. I don't know, I haven't really tried this thing, but still it's really good, okay. But there is a one thing that I try, okay, yeah, and I think I am connected to the cosmos. Probably I'm not really sure, okay. There is a two method that I use. First method is that ki communicate, yeah. Like basically I'm recording artifact, like when I record the artifact, I think I am connected to the universe. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't really have any kind of like a something um evidence to tell you that, but I think I am, like I don't know, like when I record the artifact, I talk about such a stuff that is like a very intellectual person could kind of like actually talk like that. And literally in reality I haven't really talked that stuff, but when I press the record, I just start talking and just like getting knowledge. And when I get the knowledge, I kind of like somebody connected to the cosmos, probably. I don't know, I think I'm, or maybe I'm kind of like something thinking it very very wrong way, but yeah, this is what it is, okay, yeah. This is the one method. Another method is that listening the music, okay, yeah. Like when I listen the music, I went to the another world, and I think about very differently. Like usually I run every day 30-minute non-stop, and when I run I usually listen the music, okay. One of the uh, best music that I learn, one of the best music that I listen is Hans Zimmer music, okay. I don't know, but I would recommend that you should supposed to be listen the Hans Zimmer music. Like oh my god. And probably you already listened the music of the Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is a really amazing music director and really great music. Literally, it's like, oh my god. Okay, yeah. So while I was running, I listened his music, and when I listened the music, I connected. Like I went to the another world, means like that na ki what's the another world? Like I am a filmmaker, okay, yeah. And I'm thinking about the binary code. I think about what kind of like a movie that I make, what kind of like a something, like I just think about what will gonna happen in the future and things like about. And when I listen the music, it kind of like a somebody connected to that world, and I'm kind of like a somebody looking at, I'm kind of like a designing the entire stories and things like that. Designing means what? Like basically, if I wanted to create particular story inside of my mind, then when I design what character what would say, what character would do, everything. It's a, yeah, it's a lot of thing. Okay, and I design that particular thing inside my head. um is it called as a connected to the universe? I am still not really sure, but I am like, I listen the music a lot, and probably this is kind of like a something way that I connected. I don't know. But this is all those way that I think that human mind is actually connected to the universe. But still, all those kind of like some of the things that I say is not proven. It's not kind of like a kind of like a very something like study is a very perfect study, or kind of, no, it's not. It's a kind of like a something, just imagine your human mind and cosmos are kind of like something far away from each other, and everything. But still, this is my thought process. Probably it's right or wrong, I'm not really sure. All right, so this is then I have to end here. Thank you.